Hey bitches, welcome back to my channel. It is currently a gorgeous Saturday here in Florida,
Awesome
and I am sitting outside with the love of my life. How are you doing?
I am feeling great.
Feeling great?
I just made my thumbnail. We just made my video. We're getting stuff done. We're being productive. It feels good. I want to go get lunch.
It's so crazy because we have been getting up so early since we have been in Florida. Like, I'm talking like, I will set my alarm. I wear my watch to bed every night because I like the vibrations of the alarm. That's why I like that mattress that we had, because it did vibrate to wake you up. It's the only way that I will actually get out of bed. But I set it to start going off at 8 a.m. and then I'll do it again at 9, and that's when I get up. Oh, that's unheard of, y'all.
I don't even need an alarm clock. I wake up before the alarms now. It's crazy. I wake up at like 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning.
Rub it in.
I've never been a morning person. I don't know what it is now. Maybe the energy shifted. Maybe it's better. It did. It is.
I feel like it's a lot better, but enough about that. No, I honestly feel like the energy is a lot better, and we are a lot more happy since being out of Texas.
Yes.
The first person that I want to talk about, sorry, I'm looking down at my list right here because I was scrolling through TikTok this morning. I have wanted to talk about Jada Pinkett Smith for a good long while.
She's such a weirdo.
No, I feel like we have all learned so much about Jada Pinkett Smith and her relationship with Will Smith without wanting to.
Yeah.
We did not authorize this. We did not ask to
I
know
didn't
about
give
Jada
consent
Pinkett
for
Smith.
this.
I have not wanted to know this much. I was one of the people, though, that believed that Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith were in an open relationship, and that's just how they live their life. People have talked about that for years.
Yeah.
Like, it's been a good long while. And then the slap happened at the Oscars, and everybody was shocked. Keep my wife's name out of your mouth. Jada's trying to say that she had no idea that was gonna happen. She was shocked because they weren't married.
So full of shit.
She tried to say they've been separated.
Girl, if you don't want to do it with Will Smith, I will do it. I will do it. I think Will Smith is a very fine man.
So she releases this book. She says that they have been separated for a long time. She was very shocked by that. She did not know what was going on because he called her his wife, and at the time she was not. And then she goes on this book tour, still talking about Will Smith, brings up Tupac, trying to say that they were like in love. He proposed to her when he was in Rikers.
A lot of people might not know, but he proposed to you while he was in jail.
I talk about this in the book when I go to see him in Rikers, when I wrote about that in the book, and when I had to talk about it, speak my words for the audible version of the book. That was probably one of the more painful parts, seeing him there, the condition that he was in, and having to leave him there. And he was in bad shape. And so when he asked me to get married, he was at Rikers. And I knew at that time that he needed somebody to do time with him, which I was going to do anyway. You didn't have to marry me to do time. Right? I'm here.
I see why we love you.
And then like, he needed a rock. He needed, because of our friendship and because of everything we had been through together, he just wanted to feel that solidified foundation. You know, because I promise you, he would have married me and divorced me as soon as his ass left jail. He would have.
Right.
I'll be real with it.
Right. Because so many people in that position don't have support.
Right.
None at all.
None. You know?
And he got the best.
Right. He was just like, look. And I just think it was the mind state that he was in. You know? He wrote me this long letter. And I think even before Pac went to jail, he was starting to shift in a certain manner.
Good or bad?
Good. Really good. And I think that for him, he just felt like, okay, if I can tether myself, it'll keep me on a trajectory.
Somebody disproved that to say he was already married when he got in the girl.
Jada's lying, and I have the timeline to prove it. And I'm literally in the middle of moving. That's why I look raggedy, but I cannot handle these lies anymore. Jada is currently on her Pay Attention to Me tour, and she is making all these wild claims, including that Tupac proposed to her while he was at Rikers. Really? The math isn't mathing, so let's take a look. Tupac was convicted of sexual assault charges on February 8th, 1995. From there, he was sent to Rikers prison, only to be transferred less than a month later to Clinton Correctional Facility. And she specifically said she went to see him. This was not on the phone. Cool. So prior to going into Rikers, Tupac already had a girlfriend named Keisha. He proposed to Keisha, her words, in a September 2011 interview. He proposed to Keisha before he even went into prison. They were already engaged. They got married in April. And in the time that he got sentenced and was taken to prison, Keisha actually moved closer to be by him and be by the prison and saw him on a near daily basis. So you're telling me that in the 3 to 4 week window that he was at Rikers engaged to another woman who had moved closer to the prison and was there almost every day, Tupac proposed to Jada. But hey, Jess, you might be saying to yourself, Tupac wasn't known to be a one-woman man. He was no angel. Fair enough. Let's see where Jada was during February of 1995, which was, as we've already established, the only time she would have been able to see Tupac at Rikers since he was only there for less than a month. You see, Jada had already met Will Smith in 1994 on the set of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but Will Smith was married, and so nothing happened between them. But in February of 1995, Will Smith was served divorce papers by his wife. 5 days later, on February 19th, Will called Jada and said, "Are you single?" And she said, "Yep." Will said, "We're together now." Jada said, "Cool." And she immediately flew to LA. She flew so immediately that when he called her, she was in Maryland at a brand new house she bought. And she never spent a single night in her new house. That's how immediately she flew to LA. Jada, when in all that time did you visit Tupac at Rikers and get this fucking proposal?
So she released this book, went on this long ass press tour for this book. It was literally my whole entire TikTok feed. It was Jada talking about Will. It was Jada talking about Chris. It was Jada talking about Tupac. It was Jada talking about this. Her book sales, considering people were like so interested in the slap and they wanted to know more details about the marriage, have flopped. And a lot of people over on TikTok are talking about this because they're like, how the hell do you think that you're gonna have a successful book, bitch, when you released it on the same week as Britney Spears?
Read the room. This is what she gets. Jada Pinkett Smith's memoir that everyone's been talking about is a complete flop. Despite all this juicy stuff she has spilled in those big interviews, before its release, the book isn't selling as well as expected. I mean, come on. Releasing her book the same time as freaking Britney Spears' book. Not the smartest move, if you ask me. She spilled every detail of her book in every single interview. And let's be honest, had she written a fantasy book about her and Tupac's relationship, it probably would have sold better. Jada obviously overestimated her popularity. She needs to realize that without Will Smith, she'd probably be a forgotten face from the 90s, being featured in some random magazine of Where Are They Now? The public has divorced Jada. Now it's your turn, Will.
Exactly.
How the hell?
Why would Jada Pinkett Smith think that was a good idea? She should have just waited a week, maybe even a month. To let the whole thing settle so people would be ready to read again. I think they're over her. She is batshit crazy. She is absolutely nuts.
I kind of like the Red Table Talk. I
love the Red Table Talk.
I enjoy the Red Table Talk, and I do like Jada Pinkett Smith. I do. I love her as an actress.
Do you remember it was a Red Table Talk with Gloria Estefan? It wasn't Jada Pinkett Smith, and they had Gabby Hanna on there and Perez Hilton.
Yes.
They all tried to capitalize on that Red Table Talk.
They really did. But the Jada Pinkett Smith one was far superior than the Gloria Estefan one for me.
She just overshares and says too much. I think she lies just to lie. We've all known somebody like that. She's a pathological liar at this point.
And the next person that I want to talk about is, of course, James Charles, because you know that he's releasing this basic palette, the basic paint palette, whatever the basic Predator palette. I don't know exactly what it's called. But if you guys follow any kind of like makeup launch and you're over on Instagram, then you know that Trend Mood posts all of the up and coming launches, and it's not for free.
No.
It's not that just Trend Mood is like, you know what? I just want to talk about some makeup today.
She's not doing it out of the kindness of her heart.
She has a business. She gets paid thousands of dollars to post these people's brands and makeup launches over on her page. It gets a lot of traction. Well, the thing about Trend Mood is she'll take those influencers' money, the ones that she's friends with, like the James, the Manny, I don't know if she's friends with Jacqueline. She'll take the money and she will just let the comments go. There are no positive comments about James Charles underneath this post.
And like it's just like they're frying James.
They are. They're calling him a predator. They're calling him out of his name. They're telling her to stop supporting a P3DO. It's bad.
There is not a single positive comment.
But it makes me think, like, you see those kind of comments on Trend Mood, then you go over to like James' social media, you go over to Manny's social media. Not so much with Jacqueline because she gave it up. Like, she just said, I'm done, I'm not doing it no more. But it seems that everyone on other social media platforms praise them And then you go to somewhere like Instagram and people are not letting them forget that's a predator.
Girl, Instagram is the Wild West. Like, I use Instagram and I'll just scroll my feed. I don't normally go look at Trend Mood like that, but I noticed because it popped up and I went and read those comments. Girl, it's wild.
James probably like, I don't understand why they don't like me.
You know what it is? He doesn't have the ability to monitor Trend Mood's comments, so people say what they want to over there. It's the Wild West for real.
He probably went over to the post and was like scrolling like, yeah, let's see what people think of my basic palette. What? And moving on from James, this other thing that I saw over on TikTok, people will literally do anything for views. It is crazy. Do you remember the trend of people doing like 1,000 layers of liquid lipstick on my face or 1,000 layers of glue, something like that?
Do you remember when Trisha did 100 layers of
on her face and then it got demonetized?
That was so gross.
Yeah, that got a ton of views though.
It did.
For Trisha.
It did.
But there's a lady over on TikTok, she has like 1.6 or 1.8 million followers. So I'm like, did you really need to do this for views? And then I looked at her page and I saw that this video got like 250,000 views. She put a full face of gel nail polish all over her face.
Let's all collectively take a moment of silence for my skin. I'm gonna need it. Welcome to a full face of gel nail polish, which I cured with this lamp. And let me tell you, it's like a shell. I'm a shell of a man. I'm actually genuinely terrified to try to take this off. I did oil my face before doing this. Oh, now wait a minute. Are you kidding me? Ow, that hurts. Oh, listen. Oh, around my lips. Woo! It's so painful right here. Eyes watering. Oh, wow. I did not expect it to come off so easily. Here's where it hurts. Oh, how's my face? I have a little bit of a headache, I'm not gonna lie. Like, oh my God. This bitch is always trying to be just like me. Unbelievable. I'd like to give thanks to the star of the show, this face oil. That saved my whole entire life today. We did it. Madame Tussauds, you know, the wax figures, but make it nail polish. Who wore it better? Oh, you want to try it on? Okay, here you go. Love you guys. Thanks for the crazy ideas. You always keep me on my toes.
And I immediately went to the comment section, and it was nothing good. Nobody was excited that she was doing this. Like, isn't this toxic? Isn't this bad? Your poor skin underneath. Like, it's literally breathing under there, girl. What's happening?
He came and showed me his phone. He was like, what do you think is on this lady's face? And I was like, I don't know.
I
really couldn't tell.
No, for views, you're gonna sit there and put yourself through that, and then it gets like in your eyebrows, you're like ripping out the fucking hairs.
It's giving Gorilla Glue Girl.
It's giving awful.
It's not good.
It's giving stuff.
No, you know what's even more gross and more weird? The people that will smear food all over themselves for likes and money. Have you not seen them do that?
No,
They'll dump like a whole jar of mayonnaise on their head, crack eggs.
I haven't seen that trend in a good long while.
It's so gross and so wasteful. I hate people that waste food. There's somebody out there that's starving that could honestly eat that, but you're here on TikTok doing this for views. It's sick. It's gross.
And speaking of things that went viral, that airplane lady is popping back up again. You guys know the one that is not real. My favorite thing to come out of that, my favorite thing to come out of that is when she said, you can believe it or you cannot believe it. Well, I mean, we have two choices. Well, she's doing a press tour now as well. You know, she came back, she did a video where she claimed that it's been a rough month. This has been so crazy, just like the attention, all of that kind of stuff. Did not look like the same person to me.
It doesn't.
Well, now that person is doing a like press tour. She has like a podcast.
She wants to be
on
famous.
Podcast. She's trying to tell everyone that she did not see anything and there was nothing there.
She probably didn't see anything, girl, because she's crazy. She probably saw it then and forgot.
I did not see anything.
What?
I mean, I think y'all knew that.
Okay. You said this motherfucker is not real.
I said that motherfucker
is not real.
These. Or
okay.
I got in a bit of an altercation. It spiraled out of control. It was not my best moment. It was an expression of speech.
Okay. So it was just like you had an argument with some guy on the plane, and then as you're leaving, you're like, that motherfucker's not real.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the same lady. I'm going to put the clip up for you guys. Let me know if you think it's the same woman. I need her. The one thing that this person has not done, from what I have seen, is say the exact same thing that they said on the airplane. I need you to point at someone and say, that is not mother real.
No,
is what I need to see.
She said, that mother
I need to see.
that motherfucker is not real.
I'm not going to believe it's the same person until she does that. I want to see a cosplay. She should have dressed up as herself for Halloween and won a contest.
That whole thing, I don't know if you guys, and you're not even going to know what this is, but when you're editing this, look it up. She reminds me of the character out of the video game Resident Evil. I think it was Resident Evil 5. She looks like Excella Gioni, and she tried to like ruin the world.
And we have to talk about Mikayla once again. I know you're shocked. We normally do not talk about her here on this channel.
Kim Kardashian.
But Mikayla is getting called out right now over on TikTok. People are losing it in her comment section saying like, you have a young, impressionable audience. Why are you doing this? Mikayla did a video the other day where she was telling people things that they did not know about her. And one of the things was she used to have a sugar daddy when she was in college. And when she said that, I was like, okay, girl, get your life. You're in college. You're probably struggling at the time. Like, get your life and get your money. I don't see anything wrong with it. Well, Mikayla did a story time about having a sugar daddy because so many people were asking her. And she was detailing how it was like this guy found her in a Facebook group because she was starting college and she just went in there and tried to get to know people, randomly messaged her, started hanging out as friends, did not do anything. She made it clear we were just friends at the time that she was talking about this.
People are so surprised that I had a sugar daddy, even my parents. Sorry, Mom and Dad. This is the story about how I had a sugar daddy. It all began my freshman year of college, technically straight out of high school over the summer. So I went to a really expensive college, and I was fucking broke. How was I going to afford this? I was living paycheck to paycheck. I had no money at all. I don't exactly come from money, so it's not like I can just ask for money, you know what I mean? So I end up joining this Facebook group for the university. And, you know, I posted in the group to introduce myself to everybody. I very quickly get a Facebook message from a guy. Like I said, I was about to be a freshman at the university, and this guy was a junior. And the conversation seems really normal. We're just getting to know each other. You know, we're going to be going to the same college. Just friends. He didn't live that far from me, so he actually asked me if I wanted to meet. Not a date, just like meet and get to know each other. Not a date. He ends up taking me to the zoo and to an Italian restaurant. And we have a great time. We actually very quickly become close friends. I never thought anything weird of it at all. You do start to wonder, though. You're like, why the hell did he message me on Facebook in the first place? There's so many people in that Facebook group. Like, why am I being singled out right now? Fast forward a couple months. We become closer and closer. We hang out all the time. We study together. But we're just friends. I feel like I need to provide this context. So to men, I find that I'm pretty intimidating in the sense that like I'm really hardworking. I have this insane work ethic. I'm like Roxanne from the Ultimatum. So he starts to kind of get a little submissive toward this. Okay, does this make sense? He starts to become like submissive. Like, I'll do whatever you want. You can boss me around. I like when you show a little aggression. Like, when he gets comfortable enough, he finally says, "Will you dominate me?" Does that mean no? What do you mean, bro? Damn well he's not saying this to my face. He's like Snapchat messaging me it. My thing is, I'm not into this guy. Like, I don't have feelings for him. And this is all very unusual. I'm aware of that. He gets turned on by the fact that I tell him no. Essentially, this guy likes to be belittled. Poor guy. I don't know. And then one day, all of a sudden, I see someone sent me money. I asked him why. He's like, if you're mean to me, if you belittle me, I will give you whatever you want. Okay, seems fine. I'm proud of it. Part two.
Well, later on in the video, in part two, she said that she did give this man some sugar.
Oh.
And she laughed about it. She's like, and in case you're wondering, I did give him some sugar.
This is the story about how I had a sugar daddy. I think when you're broke, when you have nothing, and you're trying to get by, and the opportunity presents itself, all you gotta do is belittle me, and I'll send you money. Okay. To me, that didn't seem like a bad bargain, okay? And this went on for a couple years. Of him just sending, anytime I belittled him, and people were asking, did I have to give him sugar? Yeah, I gave him some sugar, whatever. Really liked being on the edge of the cliff, if you know what I mean. Right when you get to the edge, you retreat. At this point, the money is regularly coming in. And the meaner I was, the more desperate I made him, the more money he would send. So I was really mean. He loved it. Like, he was eating this shit up. And then it turned into him actually wanting to buy me physical items. And the weird thing about this is he's a wicked normal dude. Wicked normal dude with just this as a side hobby. Like, he was wicked popular at the university. Everybody knew him. And he had to be in the state of mind. Does that make, like, I can't just, like, ask him for money. Like, hey, can I have $50 for gas? Nope. He had to be in the state of mind and I had to, you know, dominate him. It was weird. Anyway, so then he starts buying me physical items. The Apple Watch, the Sephora gift cards, the groceries, the lingerie, the car interior, like so much shit. And I'm on top of the world, you know? Like I'm doing great in school. I got a sugar daddy. I got my friends. I'm on cloud nine. And yes, my friends knew about it. They're probably watching this video laughing. It's weird because we were really close friends. And all he wanted was someone to dominate him so he could send them money and buy them shit. And when we weren't doing that, we were just friends. And it was like really a weird dynamic. Easily sent me tens of thousands of dollars, bought me thousands and thousands of dollars worth of stuff at Sephora. You know, one thing I actually really am grateful for is he bought me so much fucking makeup. And everybody knew how much I loved makeup. And like, I couldn't afford makeup, so that means a lot to me. And we stayed friends up until about the time I met Cody. He was my really good friend and sugar daddy. Do I regret it? No. I don't regret it at all. It was honestly kind of innocent in a way. I was a full-time college student working multiple jobs, and I was just trying to get by. And I like nice things, okay? College, good times, am I right? It's crazy to see where I am now versus where I was then. Love ya.
People are upset about this in the comment section, saying this is kind of like a James Charles situation where they're putting things in front of minors and talking about sexual things like that. Yeah. Here's my thing with this. I do not think Mikayla's audience is the same as James Charles' audience. James Charles built his empire on the sisters thing, where it was a lot of young, underage people. They're like, oh, girl, sisters, like, you know, whatever.
It wasn't young people. No. It was children.
It was children.
If you look back at all those Morphe launch videos where he went to all these stores and stuff, there were literal kids there, like 11, 12, 13-year-olds.
And when I look at Mikayla, when she does meet and greets, I see young adults.
Yeah.
I don't see, there might be like a few, like filtered here and there, like a parent brought their child or whatever, but I see adults.
It's not even the same. It's not even remotely close to being the same. We're defending Mikayla right now.
We are defending Mikayla right now because this story time, I personally, let me know in the comment section if you guys don't agree. No,
have you ever had somebody give you some sugar?
I have not had a sugar daddy.
I would like one. I mean, I would take a sugar.
Well, here's my thing with this. If they wanted to give me a gift, I am not one to turn down a gift. I will not. Would you turn down a gift?
Hell no.
No. So I have received gifts from people that I have not given any sugar to. Yes. I just want to let you know. Now, I used to have this like really like wealthy friend in New York City. He owned like, I don't remember what kind of company it was, like some kind of like printing thing or whatever. But ton of money.
Is it the one that had the helicopter that would take you for nice rides through New York?
So he would, like, we'd be out to dinner, we'd go to like sushi, and he'd be like, I'm gonna mix a bunch of stuff in this cup of water. And it'd be like salmon roe, he put like a little spicy tuna in there, some rice, soy sauce, stir it up. He's like, if you down this cup, I will give you $1,000. And it's like a good size, like this, like, you know, like a restaurant glass. He's like, if you down this when we get back to the apartment, I'm gonna give you $1,000 cash.
Did you do it?
Bitch, Seth was sitting there with me. I picked up that glass and I said, all the way down. And
my baby would do anything for money.
No, sure as shit. When we got back to the apartment, he went to the safe, moved the picture that was in front of it, and got me $1,000 crisp $100 bills.
Oh.
So
was that like a one-time occurrence though, or was that like
like money?
How much sugar did he give you?
No, he didn't. There was no sugar. There was no sugar being given. Like, I did not sleep with this man at all. No, I did not sleep with this man. He was actually engaged to one of my friends, and that was just kind of like the thing, like that they did.
You were a third wheel.
But there was nothing sexual going on. I was just there. I was just there. Well, no, I was more so there when my friend wasn't in town. This sounds really bad. This sounds really bad, but this was not an issue at the time, okay?
I think people are making a big deal with this with Mikayla for no reason. Like, I get that she probably does have a few young people in her audience that watch her TikToks, but it's nothing like
I wouldn't, like, people can think it's inappropriate that she's just talking about this in general, okay? I don't think it's fair to Mikayla to compare her to a James Charles. No. Now, what I will say is, Mikayla is a Predator apologist because she did invite James Charles to her wedding. Sure. She also wore his painted paints, the Predator paints, to the Streamies. Yep. And there was like something else that people were talking about that Mikayla did with Painted. I have said it before, Mikayla did gauge the audience reaction when she asked if they wanted a review of it, and she did listen, but then she got a little sneaky.
Girl, I had somebody yesterday, because on my OnlyFans Twitter, I had tweeted out some pictures, and they were like, I can't believe Dustin Sausage came up on my Twitter. Well, girl, why are you following an OnlyFans account?
Well, no, I don't think they were following your OnlyFans account. They were probably, it probably just pops up because they follow you.
Well, sorry
so what I do is, over on Twitter for my OnlyFans Twitter, if I know somebody somebody personally, you're blocked.
Yeah.
You're blocked. You're not getting that. I'm not gonna subject y'all to that. But if you want to follow, it's Nick Snyder OF.
Same at DVD.
And with all that said, everyone, that is it for this video. We hope that you did enjoy it. Please leave us a dog emoji down below, because there has been like a kennel or something barking over in the distance. I don't know what the f was going on over there. But we will see you guys all in our next video.